Before we continue the second part of the video, I just want to let you guys know that I still have the sale going on for summer for 50% off any courses that you guys may want. Again, creating your own mobile bot means that you're going to make your own bot on mobile and having multiple tasks, a nice GUI, nice application where you can publish it on App Store or the Google Play Store. So we're going to have multiple courses you guys can have. If you have any questions, just send me an email through my link in the description. I'm currently doing a course called Zalando for my EU friends. You guys can pre-order for $200. When it will be fully done, the price will go up, so please pre-order if you guys are interested. And if you guys are interested in for a certain or a specific website you guys want me to make a bot for like a raffle bot or for anything like that, just please send me a message so we can discuss it through emails or through Discord. So have a nice day, and let's get back to the video.
Unlimited times until you stop the scene. But we're not going to need to use these, so you don't really need to use that. But if you want to call a normal function, it's going to be normally a public, so public void, to declare your function, but you're going to give it a name. So name, that's going to be your function, like that. And when you're done creating your function, you're now going to write the text. But we don't want to call it name, we want to call it, let's say, fine. So that's going to be where we're going to put our keywords. So we're going to call it fine. The only problem is that if we just call it public fine, the function might get called, but it's not going to repeat itself. So there's a way in Unity, and it's called IE mirror. I don't know if I can spell it right. IE mirror. And this is really going to help us do the keyword finding, because by using this function, the find, we're going to be able to declare a wait statement. So if they can't find the item, or it's 10:59 and you're running the thing, you want it to like refresh, or you want it to stop so you don't get banned. Because if you do too many requests at a certain moment, Supreme might ban your IP.
Before we get further in this video, I want to let you guys know that I've teamed up with IP Royal to bring a special coupon for 50% off the Royal residential proxies. Make sure to try them out before the offer expires. Successful copying is not possible without sneaker bots, which are more popular than ever. If there's a sneaker shop online, there's a bot for it. There's bots automate the checkout process and ensure resellers get their hands on as many pairs as possible in the shortest time. However, every sneaker bot needs a proxy to reach its full potential. If you run a sneaker bot without a proxy, each request would come from your IP address and you would immediately get banned. However, if you use a proxy server, the sneaker shop sees each process as a separate user, allowing multiple purchases since each user will only be buying one sneaker. Residential proxies from real devices with real ISP issued connection. Bots use these proxies to mask their activity and become indistinguishable from other regular shoppers. More importantly, by using proxies as close as possible to the sneaker website's physical server, botters can enjoy low latency and complete their purchases faster than anyone else. I've teamed up with IP Royal to bring you a special coupon code. Use the code SHOEBOT at checkout to get 50% off on the Royal residential proxies. Make sure to use this coupon code now, as the deal will not last for long. To apply your coupon, it's very easy. Just register on this link, sign up, and then log in onto your account. Once you're done creating your account, please go on Royal Residential Proxies, then click on Create New Order, select how many gigabytes you need for your proxy, and then add the coupon input field, press SHOEBOT, apply the coupon code, and you'll get 50% off. Once you're done that, please press confirm, and then it'll bring you to the checkout page where you can just finally buy your proxy. We'll get back to the video, and I hope I see you guys soon.
So what we're going to do is, we are going to start the find. So what we're going to do is, we're going to say where we want to start off. So we want to start off this page, because this is where all the magic happens. So it starts here, mobile.json. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a string. Okay, so a string is basically basically text that you can put it and keep it into like a variable, so you can then call it later on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call it string, and we're gonna call it the URL. So the first URL, quotation mark, and with those semicolons, and we're gonna add our link. So we don't want to add this. This is a generated link, and we are going to add where's the mobile JSON? Mobile JSON. This is we're gonna add it. We're gonna put it right here. When we're done that, this is how the link is gonna look like at the end. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create two different lists, so we can then use them further on in the video. I just want to see if we're gonna need to use those lists. It seems like we don't have to. So yeah, so we're not gonna use this. It's not really important in this video. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a while loop. So we're gonna say while, okay, while true. So while true is always gonna repeat the loop forever. So while true, alright, semicolon, while loop, and sorry, it's not live, you can't do that, it's in Python. While loop, we are going to use the thing called, it's a class, we're gonna use, so we're gonna say using HTTP client. So like I said before, it's the method for you to send stuff to the server. So HTTP is the method that we're gonna use in C#. So using HTTP, sorry, HTTP client equal new HTTP client, and then we're going to call that function from that class. See, it's in red because we need to download different packages from outside. So we're going to use using systemnet.http, and we should be good. And then because it's a function, this is where all the magic happens. This is where we're going to send our values to the server. So what we're going to do is, because we want to get the page source code, so we want to get all of this. This is called page source code. So that's basically the language that's going to display on the website. We're going to need to download this. So how are we going to do it? So first of all, we need to say we first need to have the content. Oh, sorry, no, it was good. First, what we're going to do is we need to actually get the result. So we're going to say again, using HTTP message. Sorry, response message. Response message. What we're going to do next is that we're going to store that information of what we get from the server, so response, equals, so client, so client, it calls our site here, result, get async, and then we're going to paste our URL dot result, and the result is going to be our source code, so what we're going to have here. And then now we're going to use that function using HTTP content, and we're going to store the content in another variable. So then it's going to decrypt what we just got, And by doing that, we want to then store this response in a variable so it's easy for us to simplify everything after. So we're just gonna write var result, let's say var result equals content, or not content, but yeah, content. The only problem with that is that when we're gonna put into result, it's not going to be readable for us to parse through it. So we're gonna have to make it easy for us to parse through it. So it's gonna be read as a string, so it's easy for us. So read as string async. So we're basically calling the result. And we're done that. We are now going to parse through the page, so the number that we saw earlier. So what we're going to do is, before starting everything, we first have to declare our status. So this is where we're going to be able to link the text that we added to our canvas at the beginning of the Unity project. So how do you call it? So you just say public, and then you're going to say text. So you won't be able to put text because you're missing one of the modules. So you're going to use using dot UI, and what you're going to do now is you're going to then able to call text. So dot text, and then you're going to create the name of it. So we're going to basically call it status of what's going on. So because you call that, we're now going to be able to run the program. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, so when you're here, we're going to say that status, alright, and we want to write in the status during the file. So what we have to write is we have to have this little component, so we know it is a text. Normally it doesn't allow you to write text, just text like that. So just in case, I'll just put unity engine dot UI dot that, just to make sure, because sometimes it doesn't call it. And then this is a function, and we want to change that text. And what we want to say, we just want to say to the users or to yourself, we are trying to find this item. So finding item. Yay, we're finding the item. So what we do in this scenario, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to create another string. That string is going to be where we're going to add that number, this little number, so we can generate the link. We're going to say string is equal, string key is equal to well, just put it empty out, just put it on standby. What we're going to do now is we are going to parse through the thing. So we're going to say first key, but the real problem is that we need to parse through. So we have to say that so we want to go through all of this from this point, so from this word to this word, get those, but delete everything else. So we can do that, but the only problem is that the word has to be unique, because let's say like you want to parse to this, so Control F, and you say 2, well there's a million 2s, so it's going to be hard for the bot to know where to get it. So what we have to do now is we have to make sure that the words are unique, and easy for us to track it down. So that's why with the names of the product itself, it's easier for us to get that little number. So the problem is that we actually need to make a function called to actually parse through it. So we're gonna make that function. So we're gonna create a function. So again, we're gonna create a function. So when we add static, that means that this function can be called whenever it wants from another function. So public static string, so it's gonna be a string, get between. So the name of our function is gonna be get between. Get between. And what we want is that we first of all, this function, it needs the string source, so it's gonna be that result that we're gonna use later on. So string source. We then need to know the first bit of the word that we're trying to find. And so start. And then we need the end of the final word. End. And that's my function. So basically, what the function is gonna do is, so it's gonna get, let's say apple. Say we're trying to find apple, so that's gonna be apple. So it's gonna be the first word that it's gonna find, and it's gonna find the last apple. Well, the easiest, like word. Okay, sorry. It's gonna try to find if you put the last word tomato. So what the bot is gonna do is it's gonna through all the page, and it's gonna find the first apple that he sees, and it's the first tomato he sees. And what he's gonna do is he's just gonna get what's inside all of this, all the text here. He's gonna get that, and everything outside of it, it's gonna delete. It's only gonna take all of this, and it's also gonna delete this, and it's gonna delete this. But first we gotta make that function. So basically, so if our string source, alright, contains first we just want to see that it actually contains something, because if it doesn't, well, it doesn't make any sense. And source and string source. Sorry, this is gonna be like that, and it's gonna be start. So just checking to see if all of these contains text. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say int start. So I'm not gonna go in a lot of details in this thread. There's a lot of ways you can do through it. It's pretty complicated, like C# what I'm doing right now. So this, you can, have an idea with like document from C# what I'm doing. It would be a lot of explanation what I would be doing right now. I'm just going bit by bit, but what I'm really gonna focus on is the bot itself and not other functions. So just bear with me, guys, or you can do it while I'm typing the code. Search equals source. So, I don't really want to type today. I don't know why. And next. Start. We're just saying it's gonna start from the first string, the first character. That's why we have the 0. some of the code is like, it's pretty obvious what it means, but some other code is not that simple. And N just means like the beginning of the string. Alright, and then because we found all the targets, we're then going to return our value. String source dot string start and minus start. So from end to start, we then get the value. And because we have that, what we do is we are going to return the value to any functions that ask. Alright. So because we're done that, we are going to go and continue the code. So now we have the key. So now we're going to parse through what we want. So we're going to call getBetween, that's going to be our function right here. First of all, what we need is, the result, so the page source code. So what you're going to do is you're going to go for results. So what we're going to get from here, you say results, comma, the first word is what we want to get. So this is basically, right here, is basically the keyword part. So this is where you want to get, so we want dunk T. This is what we're going to focus on today. Dunk T, this is what we're going to get. We know there's dunk T right here. And what we just need is, we just need to get image URL, so the bot's going to go through all of it. Oh, I see dunk T, that's the first one. Only one in the page, that's perfect for us. It's going to stop here. And then after that, it's going to find the second one. The second meaning the end of the string, right here, the end. Because you know, that's the source, the result. And then the start, it's going to be the name of our product. And then the end, meaning the end, which is, we can put image URL. So we're going to do that. So we're going to put dunk, so that's going to be a keyword, dunk T, and we are going to put image URL, image underscore URL. Alright. And then because we're done that, we are finally going to so because we got all of the values, so we know we currently have in the string, we currently have this, right? There's a bunch of commas, ID, commas, we don't really care about this. We just want this number actually. So what we're going to do is we're just going to parse it again, and by using the function, we're going to be able to just isolate just the numbers that we want. So we're going to call again the key, and we are going to say new string, and then we're going to put this new string key, so key where char dot is digit. And we're going to make this into an array so it's easier for us to get the data. This should work. So yeah, so we need to import a string link. System. So we just have to import all these right now. Alright, now that we have our the keys, so meaning the digits, so of our item, we're gonna say that if the key dot the length, so the size of the string, is greater than 0, meaning it has a character, meaning that it probably find it, the odds are it probably find it, we're gonna say that we want our thing to go to solving captcha. So we're gonna make another function calling the finding of the captcha. So what we're gonna do is we are basically going to create another enumerator. I don't know the name. No, in front of me. I'm just trying to call the name. So basically, we're just gonna call it solve. Call it solve, and this is gonna be where we're gonna solve the captcha. So we're basically gonna solve the captcha before even going to checkout, or even adding to cart. We could do it after adding the cart, but I just like to just get over with it, you know. So when we find it, we're gonna do if length is bigger than 0. We are going to start this function. So how do we do this? We do start count turn, and we're gonna say what function, and the function is called solve. So we're gonna say call solve, and it's gonna start this function. Now, because we want to get out of this while loop, we don't want it to start running, we're gonna say break. So it's gonna stop the function. The keyword setup. So we have the item that we want, done key. We're not really specifying where we want to get this, the name of the thing. So in my code, the category would not be necessary. This is a bit dangerous because if the name of the item is in accessories and t-shirt, it might get one of those, so it might not be the one that you want. Well, in that case, you use the other method. You would go exactly on the category and then parse through this page, and then you would just get the number, and then when you got the number, so let's say like this number, then you would go back on mobile and then get the other information. No, sorry, just get this number, and then you should be able to do the same process here. But honestly, like if you get the right number, you don't really need, if you have the right name, you don't really need to go in much details to get the item. So if it's like exact match, then you're pretty much good. Also, what I want to say about the keywords is that there's a great services that you can do. So let's say like if it's like there's a box logo that's gonna come up, you're just gonna write as a box logo like box logo, and then you should, it should find the product itself. Or what I normally do is right before the job, because normally like Supreme Community is a really like good tool to have an idea what are the names. So let's say you go week 9, let's say you wanted like, I don't know, this product, then you wouldn't put the entire name because then it would just mess up the keyword. Just put like 2 or 3 words maximum, but I would mostly go with like two words. So like I would just write like marathon clock. I wouldn't add those little R thing. I would just add marathon clock, and then that'd be my keyword. Alright, so let's get back to this. So first of all, for Dong T, so the number I should get is 174098. So we're just gonna test this out just to make sure that everything works out. So I'll just put status dot I'll just put this here. So it's just gonna go through the code once, and then it's just gonna break. So we're just gonna do that. So it's gonna put the valuer key, and then it's gonna stop the program. I don't wanna run this now. So let's try this out. Let's go back. Let's run. I don't think I added the script to the start today. No, okay. Remove this. So we're gonna add a script here. It's our bot script. We're gonna add it. Yeah, alright. So for some reason, it's a little bug in Unity. Sometimes it doesn't allow you to show the, because normally you should have like a function of bot and then you should press on it and then it should run. But in this case it doesn't work, so all I should do, no big deal, I'll just again void start. Normally you should be able to, but I would have to restart my Unity, but I don't really want to. I don't want to do this because I don't want to waste any more of your time, because you know it's a big video, there's a lot of stuff to uncover. Alright, so I'll just do that. Now that should work. You just want to make sure, oh yeah, and make sure that you have the script right to it, so then the text file can be updated. So where's the text file? Alright, so it's text right here. Alright, let's go. Here. Alright, now it should work. It should work. I didn't test it out. Okay, yeah, so exactly. So the text changed it to 174098, and this is what we have, 1704098. You guys can mess around with like the function get between, be more familiarized with the function, how to get. I won't go into details, like how it's pretty self-explanatory. It goes through this one keyword and then it checks the other one, and then it gets the value, and then we parse through it. We only get just the number values, because and then we have our value. Now this is great, and because we have that, we can then be able to add to cart and have all the values. But before doing that and adding it all to cart, I like just solving the captcha automatically and not have to worry about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our captcha solver. So there's a great service called captcha, and what it does, okay, so it's a page, and you pay, I don't know, you pay like, let's say $5, and they solve 5,000 captchas for you. So 5,000 is a lot. So if you guys don't mind, I'll just put the referral link if you guys want it, so you can support the channel. But yeah, yeah, so you just pay a payment of $5, and then they solve you 5,000 captchas, and you just put this number. I'll show you how to put it in our code. Put this number in, and you should be able to, they'll do like all the like solving for you, so you don't have to do anything. It takes around like 7 to 10 seconds. Normally it does in 2 seconds. Well, that's in like previous scenarios, but it does really pretty fast, honestly. Like if you're going against someone that has like images that on the captchas are really slow to load, for sure 2 captchas is gonna beat them for sure. But sometimes they take longer than 10 seconds. But it's a very good service, so yeah. So let's go back to this. Alright, so now, so for the captcha solving. So this is a code that I mostly wrote by myself. Well, the entire thing is by myself. Don't wanna mess you guys with something. Alright, so what I am going to do is I'm going to so when you're done solving, you have to we're gonna send the data from here to here, and then from here to here. We can't just, we have to send the data to here. So we're gonna let the bot know, has in memory the number of it for the future. So we're gonna say string location for product, say product, and then here it's an error because you need to add a string, and a string will be key, and then we're just passing this data through this other function. Alright, so now it's gonna make a loop, right? So we want to add EL, but waiting 2 seconds. This just waits 2 seconds and redoes it over and over and over and over and over. So basically right here, if the product is sold out, then we're gonna have to go through this all over again. And this is fine, alright? It's not the end of the world. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy paste this, and then it's gonna say if length it's bigger than 0, then yield 2 seconds. Alright, I don't know if it'll actually go back, but normally it should go back all the way here, so it makes another request to here to check if the product is still there. You can make another comment right here and write waiting for product, or I don't know what you want to call waiting for product, and that's it. And that's basically your entire keyword. So it's not that hard, you know. It's short, it's clean, and it goes fast. You don't want a big, complicated. You could if you wanted to, but at the end of the day, it's just a speed, right? So I simplified a lot of
please
stuff.
Subscribe and like this video, or share it to your friends.
Not for the solving, the captchas.
I know, guys. I know exactly what you guys are thinking. Oh man, the course is done. Well, no, this was just a preview. If you want to get the full course and using a 50% off discount, you get the course for $79.99. Don't forget, this is in Canadian, so if you're using dollar, well, this is gonna be even more cheaper for you guys. So yeah, we'll see how to add to cart, process the payment, and so much more. So just please look at the description what we're gonna look for. And also, again, guys, please message me if you have any questions regarding this course and in the next part.